I'm very excited to share this new practice I've developed. It's called Word of the Day. And it's a journaling practice that helps you do two things. It helps you start to have a creative interaction with yourself at will, whenever you want to, at a much higher level, because it acts sort of like it gives you access to a battery pack in the middle of your brain that you can't always get to. So think of it as, if you remember the old Popeye cartoons, whenever you need a can of spinach, you can just do the Word of the Day. It's a very, very brief journaling practice. And then the full practice is that in the evening, you then reflect on your day and see how much time you're actually able to spend on your creative work, whatever it is. And what's interesting is simply by noting this, and the Word of the Day, you put something in a circle, and then you put circles around it, sort of like a bubble chart. Something about doing this practice, having studied the brain, releases these endorphins and stuff in your brain, so that even when you're sleeping, you're not aware of it. Your inner self kind of goes, oh, I see, he wants to spend more time painting, or she wants to spend more time, climbing mountains, or whatever you're up to, or writing. And so you do this practice for 30 days initially, and at the end of that time, you see how you feel. And if you like it, you just keep doing it. The way that you begin is you take a piece of paper, or we have a book that it's a workbook, so you can use our circles, and you put it next to your bed, and then when you wake up in the morning, you think of a word. A lot of times, after you do this for a couple of days, the word will come in. But if you can't think of a word, you just use the word either gratitude or love, something generic. And then you take a breath and you calm down. And we have a practice called the self-hug. So what you might do is, even if you're in bed, you put your hands on your shoulders, you take a breath, you close your eyes, you give your shoulders a little squeeze, and you say to yourself aloud, I love you, and say your name. We'll always be together, and we'll always be safe. And then you smile, and when you smile, the corners of your mouth lifting send dopamine to your brain, which puts you in a good mood. And this practice of connecting with yourself every morning is part of the sort of creativity will, if you like, having a lot of confidence that it can come forth and not be interrupted by your nasty inner critic. And then in the evening, when you get near sleeping, if you sit down and you make another circle, and you think about your day, but in this way. You're not judgmental, but you're thinking about, okay, so there was 15 minutes and I got time to, go and, write something, or I had time to do the outline of the painting, or I made an important phone call for my business. And once you start to realize what you actually are doing with your time, your creative self starts to make your time more efficient. I'm not sure how it totally works, but it works. And so the other part of the Word of the Day practice is that there is a spiritual element, in the sense that we have two identities. We have our constructed identity, which is our personality, which gets us around. And then we have our true identity, which we often have kept hidden because we're afraid that people won't like us, or won't like what we write, or draw, or paint, or whatever. And this is true. So this is an opportunity for you to safely, because something about that circle creates an inner space for you to be able to really connect with that deep, hidden part of yourself every single day. And then what happens is it starts to feel more comfortable, you feel more comfortable, and you will see your work, whatever you're up to, improve exponentially over time. So I recommend that you try this. On Facebook, we have a 30-day challenge that will probably go on for 30 days at a time. It's continuous. And I recommend that if you're interested in completely changing your creative relationship with yourself, and also having a different experience of how you are about time, that you go and check it out.